G'day Furballs, it is time for this week's Fur Vlog. But before I get started on this topic, I just wanted to say that the giveaway that I was doing has recently been drawn, and the lucky winner of that is Tigress G. So please do give her a bit of a round of applause, and I will be getting in contact with them for winning the adorable package from Australia. And I would also like to make a very big thank you to all you new subscribers out there. There's been 200 of you amazing Furballs since I recently hit 1,000. And that's a bit of a big deal for me. So I just want to say a very quick thank you and a little announcement there about the giveaway. Now on with this week's topic. Now firstly, as I get started, I do want to say sorry for the fact that I didn't get the chance to do a fur vlog last week. There were some issues with the internet and I just didn't get the chance to actually do anything. So I thought I would take the perfect opportunity to talk about how to fursuit around children. Now I'm not talking about the average child of doom that runs up to you, tackles you, pulls on your tail and tries to rip off your head. I'm actually talking about how to fursuit around children basically between the ages of 3 and up. I have not seen too many furries actually talk about this topic in particular, minus 1 or 2 here and there. So I thought it would be a really good chance to actually talk about interacting with children, especially those that are really younger, and how to avoid tears. Because let's face it, if you had a very big black squeaky thing coming at you and you're like this big and they're like this big, of course you're going to be really scared and intimidated. So here are the steps that I do to break down those barriers between me as a fursuiter and a younger child. Number 1, I look in their direction, which is kind of sort of hard with following eyes because it always makes me look like I'm looking at them either way when I'm not. But in certain situations when I can clearly see a child waving or, you know, looking in my direction, I obviously look in their direction and I wave and I chirp and I go, and I sort of try this interaction between the both of us to see how that child feels, whether they're going to be, you know, intimidated and, you know, curl behind their mother or father, or whether they're going to wave back and be like, oh my god, mommy, daddy, can I quickly go and get a photo with this thing that's chirping at me? They're like, can I? So I always try to establish how the child is, especially like by body language. Are they crying? Do they look fearful? Do they look really hyperactive and excited? How does the child look? And from there, I basically make a sum up of whether it's okay to go near them or not. And at this particular point, you should probably make a little bit of contact with the parents as well, because sometimes they'll go, no, yeah, no, come on, let's go this way. But most of the time, they'll be very encouraging and come up to you and ask you, can they get a photo with you and their child? Which is really awesome that they do that. So always keep that bit of communication between you. And yes, at certain times, you may have to break the magic. By that, I mean, as a Dutch angel dragon, you can't just go... Sometimes you gotta go, okay, yeah, sure, come on. Just that they understand. And I know there are a lot of furries out there that are like, no, you can't do that, that's breaking the magic. But when you need to form a form of communication that's not chirping, and establish a connection between yourself and the other people, whether it be a child or an adult, it's always just best to sort of figure out what's going on first before you actually do anything. Because I've seen one too many situations where someone's gone up to someone, let's say they're in fursuit and, you know, there's a girl and she's not in fursuit, they put their arm around them and suddenly you have this whole big deal of harassment going on. So with kids, you need to be wary that some of them may actually be scared of you. You can pull all kinds of different poses with them, like, you know, a peace sign or rah, or like cuddling, you know, those sorts of things. But please, whatever you do, especially with young children, do not pick them up. If a parent says, hey, can you pick up my child and I can take a photo of them in your arms? Please do not do that. The number 1 reason is because you have paws on. And a lot of fursuiters forget about this. Some of them might think, oh, you know what, I have silicone paws, I'll be cool. But the problem is you're picking them up and it's not exactly in your hands. And your paws are very well likely to make that child slip. And that's not very good. So if a parent or a supervisor asks if you'd like to get a photo with a younger child, the best way to do that is by either slightly crouch down or kneel down next to them. I found that this really helps a lot because, 1, you're not tall and towering over the child, you're down to their level. And that to them makes them feel a lot safer. The other big thing is sometimes children may have dirty hands. and fur and dirty sticky hands don't exactly go well together. So to save you from actually having to cut out some tuppets of sugar-coated lollies from sticky fingers that have been all over your fursuit, you do need to make some form of establishment of body language, I suppose, of making sure that the child isn't going to touch you and pat you and try and pull off your head, because that is one of the things that they will do. And being children, they don't really understand what a fursuit is, or really what a costume is. It's just a big, fluffy, giant dragon-y thing running around, and they're like, let's get a photo of this. Now, let's say you do have a child that is very terrified of you. And by terrified, I mean they are crying, they don't want to go anywhere near you, and they're curious, but they're too scared to go near you. The best thing to do is just wave at them, chirp to them, and let it be. Try to be friendly, but don't go up and approach them, like pat them on the head or anything like that. Trauma to a child, because they're like, oh my god, this is terrifying. They might have nightmares for weeks afterwards. I'm not saying that they will, but who knows? They're young children, and their minds are still very much developing, and they're very creative and imaginative. So I don't think it would be a wise idea to approach a child that is obviously a little bit stressed out and just doesn't want you to go near them. Usually parents will sort of let you know as well if the child doesn't want to get close to you, but they're nice, they wave back to you and like, yeah, okay, thank you so much for being nice to my daughter or son, but they don't want you coming near them because they're a little bit upset at the moment, it's all too stressful, but thank you. And most parents will be very forthcoming, they'll let you know what's going on. Like, they won't actually come up to you and go, my child really likes you, but they're also really terrified. They'll just sort of wave and signal to you most of the time. And you need to sort of wave and signal back that you understand. Another big thing that I see with a lot of furries is like going up to children and like basically hugging them and hugging them really tightly. You have to remember they're children. That might make them panic and freak out a little bit. Or they might be, oh hey, this is really cool, and like hug back to you. But just always be very wary that that child may find you very intimidating because you are something out of this world, literally. And they don't fully comprehend what you exactly are. So try to sit down and say to a child, hi, my name is Angle, I'm a Dutch Angel Dragon. My species was made by Eno, telephone, blah blah blah. They're gonna like, what? Fluffy kitty! And honestly, a lot of the time, I will be mistaken as a kitty cat rather than a Dutch Angel Dragon, because they're kids, and kids are adorable. So if you're at a convention that's not a furry convention, it's always just nice to wave and sort of have a little bit of interaction, like signaling to them, hi, how are you? Or, and just saying hello as a furry, that's cool. But you do need to be aware that the child is clearly not interested in going near you, and they're very fearful of you, and obviously it's something new to them that they don't see often. So just a really quick recap, take note to the child, take note to the parents, make sure everything's cool and okay, be respectful, let them know whether they can or can't touch you with their sticky fingers. If you feel like they're pulling on your tail, signal to your handler and go, hey, can you sort of do something here? And if you need to break the magic, break the magic. Don't be all mean about it, just be like really nice and polite. And ask them not to do like pulling your tail and dragging you around sort of thing. But I don't think that anyone should be intimidated to interact with children. Just remember, they are children. They are fragile. You have paws on, you have this big fluffy head thing on, you have wings and a very large tail. And those are things I need to be aware of when I am interacting with children. But I hope this has been really informational for a lot of you furballs out there, and that you all have a really amazing day. I know I'm rustling really weirdly because I've got this amazing winter jacket on that's keeping me so nice and warm. But this video has come to an end, and I would just like to say a massive thank you to your subscribers and for the viewers that are watching this video, and that it has been helpful in some way or form. But for now, I hope to see you guys in the next video, and as is always,